From the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development, this is Tennessee Workforce Today. Here now is Chris Cannon.
Hi everyone and welcome to Tennessee Workforce Today. Jobs4tn.gov is a great place to look for a job, but it's also a site full of useful and valuable information. Take a look at the evolution of the website. Jobs4tn first came online in 2004 with labor market information. The job search aspect of the system started in 2012. Then federal programs were added in 2014. In 2016, the unemployment system was added to the site, and adult education was the latest addition just about a year ago in 2018. Sharon Pelych is with the Workforce Services Division, and of course we talked about on an earlier episode how great Jobs4tn.gov is to find a job and for employers to post jobs, but there's so much more information out there and it really can help you get that job as well. Tell us a little bit about the labor market information and the statistics you can find on there and how helpful they can be.
The labor market information is enormous and it's very helpful. Most of the data is pulled from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, so it's fairly up to date. You can look for things like area profiles to make a determination about whether you want to relocate. You can look for wages by keyword, occupation. You can compare wages by occupation. So let's say I'm coming in from, I want to relocate to Tennessee from New York City, okay? I can look on Jobs4tn and see that I will save 58% based on a relocation to Tennessee.
And there really is so much information on there. Once you get on the site and you kind of just dabble in it for a little bit, you start going down a rabbit hole and there's just so much information. It's just page after page, and it really is interesting if you're looking at your specific community or a community you want to move to.
Absolutely.
It's really good stuff. As far as finding that new occupation, you don't want to go into a new field that isn't in demand. You can kind of do the research here and find out what's going to be in demand in this part of the state and then kind of tailor your training towards that particular occupation.
That is absolutely correct. And that's really what you want to do. That will define, in large part, your eligibility to receive funded training.
And as far as getting that money, and you know, everybody wants as much as they can possibly get, and you had mentioned this, but you can go around and you can kind of see what the fair market value is for a person doing your job. And that's really important when you're going into an employer for negotiating and for a lot of purposes.
No question. You don't want to over-negotiate and block yourself completely out of the mix, but this will give you a good idea of what most of the employers on that particular occupation code are paying. And that way you'll be asking for a fair wage. I would negotiate a little higher personally, but at least I'll know where the median level is so that I know how far I can back down.
And it's probably good for an employer too to go on there and see, hey, this is what I should maybe start my offering at, so they're not scaring people away by offering too low of a salary.
That is absolutely correct.
As far as training goes, there are a lot of federal programs and state programs that will help you find a new occupation and train you towards that occupation, and a lot of them you might be able to do it for free. Can you find out more about that on Jobs4tn?
Correct. There's a link for training and education on the home page of Jobs4tn that you can utilize to go in and see who's offering what kind of programs and how close they are to you. Once you locate a program that you might be interested in, you can reach out to the staff at the American Job Centers and have them determine your eligibility for funded training. That's a real simple process. It doesn't take very long. And not only will they get you enrolled in the fundable training, but they'll also follow you until you get employed.
And adult education is also part of this department, and that's the newest addition to Jobs4tn. It'll be on there just about a year now in February. Kind of go over what that will lead you to once you get there. There's about a little more than 500,000 people in the state who don't have a high school diploma, and really that's your really only way to get meaningful employment.
I couldn't agree more. Unfortunately, there are a lot of folks who don't have a high school diploma. Now, what adult education offers is a HiSET, which is an equivalent to a high school diploma. They'll provide you with classes to bring you up to speed on how to pass the test, and then they'll conduct the test, and if you pass, they'll give you those credentials. It's a wonderful program. I know they go out remotely using our American Job Center buses, but I believe adult education has access available in every county in the state of Tennessee.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And you can start that journey right from Jobs for TN. There's so much information there, and really it is something really just to get on there and start playing with and dabble with and find out what information you can use most to get the best out of your career.
Absolutely.
All right, Sharon, thank you very much for talking with us
My
today.
pleasure, sir.
And that's all the time we have for this edition of Tennessee Workforce Today. You can catch a new episode on the first and third Monday of each month. From everyone at the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development, I'm Chris Cannon. We'll see you next time on Tennessee Workforce Today.